Well, hey guys, Allison here. Well, it is 2026. Happy New Year, everybody. This is the year we celebrate freedom, 250 years of freedom in our country. And we got to pray that we hold on to that freedom, right? Also celebrating 25 years of being online at CatholicTherapist.com. And I want to start the year thanking all of our wonderful member therapists over the years. Some have been with me for over 20 years. And those who have come and gone, God bless you. Thank you so much for being available to God's people. And for those of you who have found a therapist on Catholic Therapist, put something in the comment if you don't mind, if you're not violating privacy. And let me know how your experience has been, because I have been so impressed with the people who have been signing up, who have signed up over the years. They are so dedicated to healing, to true, deep healing in the Lord. And we know that the Lord is the healer. So as we focus on freedom this first week of the year, a lot of you have maybe made some New Year's resolutions, may have written some things down. Some of you may be afraid to do that because maybe in the past you've done it and you never seem to do anything about it. So as we focus on freedom, I wanted to focus on freedom of purpose. So as you're making resolutions, instead of just saying, okay, I want to do this, this, or this, to really, number one, discern what is God calling you to? What is that special thing that He has for you this year? Now, it may not be something earth-shattering, right? It might be saying, okay, I want to up my game as a mom, or as a wife, as a husband, maybe as an employer. What are the things that you want to do this year? What do you feel called to do? I think you want to look back at last year and say, what worked? What were the wins I had last year? And what were some of the things that drained my energy? Because we all encounter those things. When I talk about freedom of purpose, I want you to focus on this. If you know what you're called to do, and you also know what you're called not to do, then you can accomplish that which you are called to do. So for instance, let's say, it's been on your heart to write a book, or maybe even a series of articles, or it may be something else. Maybe you want to teach a course. Maybe you want to volunteer somewhere. Whatever it is that you feel God is calling you to. Maybe you want to become a therapist or a coach. Maybe that's been on your heart for years. But yet, life always gets in the way of that. So I think by using the beginning of the year to map out your entire year and say, okay, what are the things I feel called to, and what do I want to focus on? And once you put that down, you can even print out calendar pages and put it down. It's good to work quarterly because it's hard to really plan for the year. So what do you want to do in Q1, right? If you have more than 3 priorities, you don't have any. So try to narrow it down to 3 major priorities. Right? And they don't have to be major, but 3 things that you say I'm going to focus on. And then what are the things that tend to crop up that you need to learn to say no to? So maybe, and I'm talking particularly to those of you who may own your own business, those of you who may volunteer a lot. Some of you may be retired and you find that, okay, you're looking for purpose, so you volunteer a lot, but you may be getting burned out. So what is it that you're being called to that is specific for you? So let's say it is on your heart, for example, to write a book, and yet somebody asks you to run the bake sale, somebody else, asks you to volunteer for this or that other project. Can somebody else run the bake sale? Does it have to be you? Because writing the book has to be you. And if that's what you're called to, then you need to learn the word no and to stay with the plan, because it's very easy, and I'm an entrepreneur, so I know it's very easy to get tempted by all the shiny objects. All right, so I know people who they want to teach a course, and yet, okay, they're asked to give a talk over here and a talk over there, and they're traveling, and they never get to it. So get serious this year, because once you know what your purpose is, then you have more freedom to say no to things that you know are outside of your purpose, right? If you know what you're being called to. So really think about it. Think about what lights you up and what drains your energy, right? We always want to work in our strengths. What lights you up? What do you feel like so great about, no matter how hard it might have been, but you feel great about it? That's what you're probably called to live in those strengths. If you're not sure what those strengths are, I highly recommend you hire a Catholic life coach, and particularly one with strengths training, so that you can maybe take the Clifton Strengths Finder and really get to know who you are. You probably won't be surprised by the results because we kind of know instinctively what we like and what we don't like and what we're good at. But it really is very helpful to have it confirmed and to know then more clearly what you need to say no to. Right? Like, I don't like the technical stuff. That's why I hire people to do the technical stuff. And I've learned, like, I need to extricate myself from that because it drains the life out of me. I hate it. I like the creative stuff. So what is your calling? Write it down, maybe break it up by quarter for the year. But then also, like I said, keep an eye on those things that crop up that you feel obligated to do, you feel guilted into doing, or you feel I should do it, but maybe you shouldn't. Is it keeping you from those things you've committed to? That's important because when we know what we're called to, we have more freedom, right? To be who you are. And that's the goal this year, it's freedom. So I hope you find that helpful. Again, reaching out to a Catholic life coach who can help you. I mean, they're not spiritual directors, but they can help you a little bit as you do discern where God is calling you, and to help you to map out a plan to stay focused on it, to create steps to actually accomplish it, and to know those pitfalls or mindset challenges that get in the way of you actually accomplishing it. That's where you're going to find freedom. And you know what? When you're free to be who you are and to fulfill that role God has given you, you can set the world on fire, and we need it so much right now. So I hope you find that helpful. God bless you. Again, happy New Year.